Oh, I'm so over this. I'm so over this. I'm so over this at this stage. But like, again, if a lie is spread long enough, it becomes fact. Like we saw it with the whole Sophie Cunningham situation. A lie is spread long enough, it becomes fact. And there's a reason why you have to make these videos. I just want to talk about basketball, and thankfully, I've got a whole bunch of videos ready. I've got a whole bunch of videos ready to go that I can upload. Um, I can upload the rest of the day, and then I can take. It's like 8:30. It's like 8:30. I don't need a. I can go. I can chill. I can upload these videos, and then I can go and just have a nice day. I can have a nice day, which is great, which is going to be great. I can have a nice day. I can forget about this, and I can watch the Dallas Wings game, and hopefully not get accused of being the scum of the earth because I watched the WNBA game. At least it's a WNBA game that I can watch without us being accused, without being accused of being everything under the sun. And maybe, just maybe, I can watch a WNBA game without getting a threat of physical violence by somebody. But I don't know. I think that's a given now. I think it's now a given that because of everything that's going on, you cannot simply watch the WNBA without getting some form of threat of violence. Maybe that's just me. Or be called any name under the sun, just because a player that you like, just because of a basketball player that you like. But anyway, this is dangerous from Chinea Wimke. And by the way, I think Chinea Wimke is a really good basketball analyst. She is. You can say what you want about Chinea Wimke. Chinea Wimke is a good basketball analyst. But this is dangerous. This is so dangerous for coming from you. This is so dangerous because, again, this is Chinea Wimke. Your sister is the head of the Players Association. This is so dangerous. And this is, like, again, either Tyler Marsh is lying, which I don't know why Tyler Marsh would lie in this scenario. And, like, I'm willing to redact this statement if it turns out Tyler Marsh is lying. But for me, I don't see a reason why Tyler Marsh would lie in this scenario. I don't see a reason why Tyler Marsh would lie. But let's take a listen here.
Now, players and coaches of the Chicago Sky have said that they heard things that were out of bounds coming from the fans in Indiana during the game. And that caused the WNBA to launch an investigation.
Angel Reese did not hear anything. She did not admit to hearing anything. Like, Angel Reese did not say she heard anything. Like, you can say what you want about it. Angel Reese said she did not. She was being asked. Like, every single person has said that was like, listening to the press conference. They were like, she just kept saying this, and people were trying to ask, what does this mean? They were like, next question. She's already answered that. Next question. Like, the Chicago Sky PR were trying to make sure that Angel Reese did not say she heard nothing. She just kept saying, this is unacceptable, this. And as soon as they were trying to ask what this is, it was like, nope. They would not allow journalists to answer questions. They would not allow journalists answer or ask certain questions. Anytime they thought a journalist was going to answer a question they did not like, it got stopped. And Tyler Marsh, this is what he said.
Something that we heard about, and so again, we're just forthcoming with anything that the league is able to do investigation-wise.
And just a quick follow-up on it, just because you coached in Indiana.
And they were trying to bait Tyler Marsh into saying that he heard that Indiana State is bad. This journalist literally was speaking about it like it was fact. Like, it was embarrassing from whoever this journalist is. I don't know who they are. Don't care. Don't necessarily care. I'm just giving my opinion. My opinion is that it was embarrassing. My opinion was that it was absolutely embarrassing. It is like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But at the same time, what can we expect? Like, this is just a random journalist trying to get This is just a random journalist trying to get a scoop. And you know what? We've seen it from Christine Brennan trying to imply that trying to get Dejanay Carrington, or accusing Dejanay Carrington of intentionally poking Caitlin Clark in the eye. And look, whether or not you believe that Caitlin Clark intentionally poked Dejanay Carrington in the eye or not is irrelevant to the situation. Like, as a journalist, you cannot essentially be accusing a player of doing something without, like, actual proof. It doesn't matter what anyone believes. Do I believe it was intentional? I don't think she tried to get her in the eye, but I do think, if you're asking my opinion, I think she tried to hit her in the head. I think it was very hard to intentionally claw the eye, but I do think she went for her head. But at the same time, we've got to be honest here. Chinea Nwumike, from what it seems like, I got to be careful with what I'm saying. From everything we've seen, it seems like Chinea Nwumike just made something up. And as the sister of, you are working for ESPN. You are a former #1 pick. Your sister's a head of Players Association. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. And by the way, you have either accused a coach of lying to protect the Fever, to protect Indiana fans, which I'm not saying Tyler Marsh didn't do that, but it's highly unlikely. It is highly unlikely. And she has to do better. Tyler Marsh said he found out when everyone else found out. These players found out when everyone else found out. The Fever players would not have said, we heard nothing. Bree Turner, of all people, would not have said, we heard nothing, if anything was heard. Nothing was heard on the day. Do you want to know why we know that? Because nothing was said in the press conferences after the game. Something would have been said in the press conferences after the game, and it wouldn't have taken 18 hours for the WNBA to launch their investigation. Something would have been said. Let's be real. Let's be real. WNBA players are not very good at biting their tongue. Something would have been said in the press conference. And again, I'm like, this sounds like a lie. It sounds like a lie. It does. It sounds like a lie. And I'm so happy that I don't have to talk about, I'm so happy that for the rest of this day, I don't have to talk about this crap. But the problem is that I would think, okay, maybe I wouldn't have to talk about it for a while. I thought yesterday, you know what, maybe this will be over. But no, you've got someone on the ESPN. And by the way, there's nothing to be gained by this. She got 2,000 views. This got 2,000 views. There's nothing to be gained by saying this. There is nothing to be gained by saying this. There is nothing to be gained except creating division of making up literal fake allegations.
Now, players and coaches of the Chicago Sky have said that they heard things that were out of bounds coming from the fans in Indiana.
And again,
during the game.
Let's not forget this. They are trying to paint 18,000 people, that is a lot of kids, a lot of families, as the scum of the earth. And I would have thought more from an actual player. I would have thought more. But again, at the same time, her sister did say, watch, don't criticize. What was it? Be curious, don't criticize. Watch, don't criticize. The Players Association do not want players to be criticized. It's sports. It's sports, unfortunately. But yeah, it's sports. And the fact that, again, Chinea, you would have thought Chinea, and the fact is, what's annoying about this, Chinea Nwumike is actually good at basketball analyst. She's actually a good basketball analyst. And I was annoyed because I was like, and her, by the way, her entire half-hour thing, it's like WNBA T plus NBA playoffs. The WNBA first weekend was incredible. Sonia Citron was great. Kiki Uriafen was great. The Lynx have been fantastic. Paige Bueckers stepped up big time in her second game. All of this stuff, there's so many good things to talk about. But, you've got a former #1 overall pick who works for ESPN, who on her own platform gets 2,000 viewers. So at the same time, her salary comes from ESPN. And instead of, she can at least use her own platform to talk about the sport. She's instead using it to push a narrative. And by the way, something could have happened in the arena. The investigation was not reported on by players and coaches from the Chicago Sky, or at least definitely not this one coach. But anyway, yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. I'll see you guys.